all the questions have been asked. At this point in time, I would ask if there is anybody who has any testimony that they would like to give, either in favor of or in opposition to this particular request. And what I'm going to ask, I'm not trying to stifle opinions, but we do want to try to prevent repetitive testimony, okay, or repetitive comments. So I'm going to ask if there is anybody in the audience at this point in time who has anything to say either in favor of or in opposition to this particular request. Okay, let's start on this side of the room. Ma'am?
Donna Rubright. I oppose, and I got signatures from a few of the neighbors. I was only out for an hour. This is all I can get because I do work 70 hours a week.
Okay.
So the signatures are on the 2 pages there.
Is there something in the petition that says what was asked?
No, we gave them the zoning, we gave them a copy of the zoning that you have there that was posted in the front yard.
Okay.
And we went around the neighborhood and we asked people if they're for or against, and these are all the people against.
Okay, and did you collect all these signatures on your own?
Yes.
Okay.
And some of them are sitting here.
Okay, and you witnessed these people
Yes.
signing?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So the opposal is, one, they're 18 years and up. We don't know what their history is. So as they're saying, it could be, you know, behavioral this, behavioral that. They could be drug offenders. For all we know, they could be sex offenders. We don't know. And that's an error that we don't want in our neighborhood. Like I said, half the community is little kids and the other half are elderly senior citizens. So we oppose it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, have you gentlemen seen this at all? I take it you have not. Would you like to see it?
No, that's okay.
Okay, so with that, we will admit this as an exhibit. We'll call this Rubright exhibit number 1, and that will be the petition containing 69 signatures from surrounding property owners indicating that they were opposed to this particular request. Is there anybody else who has anything to say either in support of or in opposition to this appeal? Ma'am, why don't you come on forward?
Krista Karnbauer, Karnbauer. And I live.
Krista with a C or a K?
Pardon?
Krista, K.
Okay.
Okay. Address?
120 Irene Drive,
Where is that in relationship to this property?
like 2 streets down.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right, I just want to say, obviously my opinion is probably not going to be repetitive, but we have lived in this neighborhood for 30 years. And if you've lived here long enough, you have seen neighbors, both children and adults, who have struggled with physical disabilities, intellectual disabilities, and developmental disabilities. We've seen them walking, sitting on our porches, playing in their yards. Hopefully we've waved and said hello and given them a smile. And maybe we've kept an extra eye on them at times. Having people in the neighborhood with these disabilities isn't new. These individuals were lucky enough to have caregivers in their family, and when those caregivers are unable to care for them due to age or circumstances, they hope and pray for agencies like Bright Path to step in and help them give the best and most independent life to that loved one. Don't hide behind this fear, and don't hide behind a term like group home and keep you from giving these individuals a home. They, like us, deserve to have that. Educate yourself, understand the truth of this request, and do something good for someone else.
Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? Sir?
My name's George, same last name, Karnbauer, same address. I'd asked, they couldn't answer the question, you were in a conversation, sir. This is a letter from my son Logan. He's in United States Air Force. His permanent address is still my address. Can I read this?
Sure.
Thank you. Good evening, my name is, this is it for him. Good evening, my name is Logan Carberry, and I'm a proud resident of Manor. I left Manor in 2015 after graduating.
Just read a little bit slower.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I left the borough in 2015 after graduating to enlist in the armed forces, and have been stationed in many places throughout the United States and around the world. One thing that has grounded me throughout this journey is knowing that one day I will return to the community that I love, the community that taught me, the community that has raised me right. Just like many in this room, I have concern for my community, that we will continue to prosper and put forth effort to be a better community for generations to come. If this includes ensuring the community is prepared and accept the needs of people, including those with disabilities. Manor Borough, along with all communities in Pennsylvania, is home to many people who take care of people who have mental disabilities and need assistance. This is nothing new, and I have memories growing up and meeting people in my neighborhood in New England Village who were different from me. As I grew older, I joined organizations such as the Community Action Program at Penn Trafford High School, where I participated in events such as Special Olympics, where we highlighted this group for a day to show them we care. We should not just show them once a year that we care. This home is the smallest, and I truly mean smallest example of showing that we care. I would like to list some of Pennsylvania's discriminatory zoning and fair housing act in hopes that it may help the group understand the rules towards this, along with furthering a discussion that is balanced and appropriate. The Fair Housing Act makes it unlawful to coerce, intimidate, threaten, or interfere with a person's right to enjoy fair housing. For example, attempts by municipalities to interfere with group homes may give rise to liability under this act. Similarly, efforts by municipalities or community residents to interfere with the sale of a home to individuals with disabilities through the enforcement of restrictive land covenants violates the act. Violates the act.
Violates the act, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay, I'm trying to go slow.
You're good. I'll get you.
Additionally, while state and local governments have authority to regulate land use, that authority has sometimes been invoked to restrict the ability of individuals with handicaps to live in communities. Legislative history of the FHAA makes plain that Congress sought to prohibit the application of state and local zoning and land use laws in ways that limit access to housing by people with disabilities, stating, the committee intends that the prohibition against discrimination against those with handicaps applying to zoning decisions and practices. If the land use law or zoning decision is a result of the intention to discriminate against people with disabilities, it violates the Fair Housing Act. Intentional discrimination may be the product of discriminatory animus, e.g. stereotypes, fear by crime, or lowering of property tax. I can put a word on it, I don't know. Prejudice about people with disabilities, or malicious desire to discriminate. As one court has explained, any discrimination in housing that is based on unsupported stereotypes, prejudices, fear stemming from ignorance or generalizations, or aversion towards the handicapped is illegal. Intentional discrimination also includes acts simply motivated by or based on consideration of the protected status itself, and that are not based upon discriminatory animus. To sum up, so how do we even begin justifying any decision other than to approve this application? Manor, as I remember it, that is having a community that supports each other and desires for relationships that include being good neighbors, regardless of who is next door. If this has changed, I am greatly disappointed in the neighborhood. I look forward to joining it. Very respectfully, Logan Carberry.
And is that your position also, Mr. Grunbauer?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am? Let's let this young lady go first. Since
Sorry, you can go. Go ahead, I'll sit.
Go.
Mary Kay, M-A-R-Y, capital K, Koretich, K-U-R-E-T-I-C-H. I'm at 208 Mount Pleasant Boulevard. I just want to say, I've been here 38 years. We raised our kids, paid our mortgage, paid our taxes. I worked at Clelian Heights School for special needs kids and adults. I have no prejudice. I just want to live out my life safely. And I'm afraid that allowing this group home, it's gonna open the door for different kinds of group homes in our sweet little community. And I don't want that. I don't want juvenile offenders, adult offenders. I just wanna be safe. That's all.
Thank you.
Marcy? What last name? Westwood, okay.
So I just want to say that I am also opposed on behalf of myself at 110 Forest, on behalf of my elderly mother at 210 Longview Drive. The reason is not because of discrimination towards any type of handicap. It is a residential. We have grown up with many handicapped children and adults in our neighborhood, and that is one thing. We are a family-oriented place, and what is being proposed is a for-profit business. It is not family members caring for family members. It is not the neighborhood and your neighbors looking out for each other. It is a profitable business in a residential home that has been zoned for residential and not for businesses. That is why I'm opposed.
Thank you. Does anybody else have anything to say?
Charles Sherry. All of this that's always discussed in this type of hearing that comes from pros and cons about wanting to accept it, coming from emotions. It's all great, it's good to hear, tells us a lot. I only came back up here to remind you one thing, is that the level of hardship has to be met. It's the legality of what we do. If you feel it's met that level, that it can't be used for a home anymore, it can't be used for what it was originally designed, and it has to be used for this, then it's met its hardship. If not, it's your decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Ma'am?
Dawn Finnegan. I just want to say, and as a nurse and a professional and a brother-in-law that has cerebral palsy, I'm not opposed or against, any discriminatory, against disabled individuals of any sort. My thing is why that house instead of another area within the borough that would be more accommodating, for the individuals. That's what my concern is. And again, I agree with Mr. Cherry that I don't feel that they've met the burden of, hardship to be considered.
Can I ask a question in response to that? Where, I guess, my question would be, where would be a suitable place for these individuals if it's not this neighborhood?
It not specifically located at Longview. There are homes and that can be used all along 993. There's homes up on Route Road, that are not as populated and close populated as this is.
So these individuals do not deserve to live in the community?
I didn't say that at all, sir.
That's not what it's.
No, that is not what I said at all.
I mean, I think we're saying that they deserve to be away from other people.
They know how to behave and
No.
be a member of society, then they deserve that. Sorry.
Frank, no, what I
Yeah,
said
it's
is,
very clear that that's what we're talking about here.
what I am talking about, don't put words in my mouth, please. I am saying, as a person that has taken care of disabled individuals, I've lived where group homes are, when I lived in Bucks County, okay? And they were not in such close proximity. They were within the borough that I lived in, okay? And I think
they should be allowed within the borough that we live in, but not, right, not particularly one, considering that the houses have like maybe this much space between them. That's what I said.
So they should have one or two neighbors, not 8 or 9.
Sir, you can put more into my mouth, but thank you. Thank you, Mr. Velkovich.
Sure, to answer your question, group homes under the pending ordinance are authorized as special exception uses in the A1 agricultural district and the industrial district, industrial zone. And there are single-family homes that exist in those districts. So, I think that would answer the question. Anybody else with a comment? In support of, or in opposition to, sir? Come forward again. State your name again, please.
Jim Ballas. So, I don't have any problem at all. Like, if it was an individual buying the house, that's handicapped or disabled, not a problem at all. This is a for-profit business in a residential neighborhood. And you have to look at spot zoning, which is, a zoning variance that benefits one individual over the entire community. And that's, I think, what this would be a case of. Because it's going to be a for-profit business in a residential neighborhood. I don't care who's gonna live there, it's a for-profit business in a residential neighborhood. If you were disabled and you want the house, move one in, I'll come over and help you cut your grass. I don't probably help them cut the grass if someone is in there, but I don't think this is the neighborhood for a business. Because what's next? A body shop on the corner? That's
Just let me say something in response, just to tell you my understanding of the law. Okay. Number one, whether this is done for profit or not for profit, under the Fair Housing Act and under some Department of Justice regulations, doesn't matter, okay? Also, this is not spot zoning. They're not asking for the property to be rezoned to another zoning classification.
okay.
What they're asking for is a variance to operate this type of use in this particular zoning district. So the zoning classification of the property still stays as R1 residential.
Okay.
Then they're asking for a variance to operate this group home type use in an R1 district, even though it's not permitted in the district.
Okay.
Okay, so the property remains R1, it's not a rezoning of the property, so it's not considered as a spot zoning. But one of the things that the members of the zoning board have to take into consideration is the standard that needs to be met in order to justify a use variance, and that's what this is, the request for. And that is, there has to be some unique physical hardship associated with the property itself that precludes it from being used for a purpose that's already approved in the R1 zoning district.
Okay.
And that's what the members of the board have to consider based on what's been said in the decision. Okay?
All right.
Thank you. Anybody else? Gentlemen, do you have anything else to add? Anything to say in response to the comments that were made?
I think it's pretty clear what's gonna happen here. I appreciate everyone's time. I don't mean to come in here and disrupt your community, so thank you for your comments.
Thank you very much, and with that, we will conclude tonight's hearing. Members of the board, you have a couple of different things that you can do. We can take a recess, a discussion about standard proof, a couple of other issues that are associated with the pending ordinance and the pending ordinance doctrine, and then come out and take a vote. You can discuss it publicly as well, take a vote, or you can, one way or another, up or down, or you can, if you like, continue your decision to a later date. But at this point in time, I think I would recommend taking a quick couple of minutes just to discuss this and the relative burdens and testimony and the evidence that has been presented.